Outside money trying to influence in-state elections. It's confusing, costly, and corrupts confidence in Idaho elections. Those are all claims made by the opponents of Proposition 1, perhaps the most contentious question on the Gem State's November general election ballot. Yesterday, we fact-checked an anti-Prop 1 political ad put out by Idaho House Speaker Mike Boyle. Today, the other side. You may have seen a new pro-Prop 1 ad go public today. Joe Paris, he's going to walk us through the context and content of its claims.
The group behind Proposition 1 now has new ads running on local TV and across digital and social media channels. Take a look.
For over 40 years, Idaho had open primary elections. But then corporate special interests and party elites closed our primaries.
In 2007, Idaho's Republican Party started action to close primary elections to only allow registered Republicans. Primaries went into code in 1970 as an open format. And after several court battles and a new Idaho law, 2012 marked the actual first election that included a closed primary, meaning you needed to be a registered Republican to vote in the GOP primary. Like you would hear in 2024, Idaho GOP leaders worried in 2007 about crossover voting from people not registered as Republicans.
If you're going to be a Republican and vote in the Republican primary, you need to be a member of the Republican Party.
There were certainly several entities on the corporate and community level that wanted to see this change made, 2 closed primaries. But KTVB reporter Allison Uten reported in 2007 it wasn't loved by all Republicans.
Many of Idaho's top Republicans opposed the change, including Senator Larry Craig, Governor Butch Otter, the Secretary of State, and the Republican Party's own chairman. But the majority of those in the Central Committee voted to the contrary.
Now 275,000 Idaho voters are shut out.
This number is in reference to unaffiliated voters in Idaho, people who are not registered with the party. Those voters can't vote in the closed GOP primary. The Democrats have an open primary, so they would be allowed to vote in that one if they wanted to. But all unaffiliated voters do have the choice to affiliate as a Republican if they wanted to do that, and then by doing so, they could vote in the closed primary.
Proposition 1 returns the tradition of open primaries to Idaho, allowing every tax-paying Idahoan to vote in our most important elections.
First part is true. Proposition 1 would open primaries to one general race. The top 4 vote-getters, regardless of their party, would go to the general election. Second thought needs a little context. In the current format, to be clear, voters can choose to vote for whoever they want in any election and can choose to affiliate with whatever party they want. Nobody is prevented from registering as a Republican to enter their closed primary if that is what someone really wants to do.
Voting yes on Prop 1 for open primaries will help us get back to how politics used to work and give all Idaho citizens the freedom to vote.
Proposition 1 does open the primaries, but it does not, as the ad suggests, get back to how politics used to work. The ad does not mention that Part 2 of the Proposition 1 proposal involves a ranked choice general election format. Top 4 winners in the primary go on to the general election ballot. Voters rank the candidates by preference from there, choice 1 through 4. And voters don't have to rank beyond their number 1 choice if they choose not to. You could just mark one candidate. By the way, the entire format is new to Idaho, and to be clear, it is not how Idaho used to do something. And a good question I wanted to answer following the fact check on the campaign money coming in from out of state for pro-Prop 1 peeps. Here's the comment we got yesterday, #the208. Please tell us where the money came from for the against Prop 1. Is that out-of-state dark money? That's from Dan in Boise. It's a great question. Few main groups to look at. Idaho Rising, which paid for the anti-Prop 1 ad we looked at yesterday. Most of their contributions have come from inside the state of Idaho. A group out of Missouri did contribute $50,000. One Person, One Vote PAC, which gave $125,000 to Idaho Rising, has almost all of their money donated from Idaho. Another group against Prop 1, who I interviewed here on the 208, Idaho Fair Elections, all of their donations came from Idaho. Republicans for Idaho is another group. Almost all of their money is from Melaleuca from Idaho Falls. And Melaleuca, if you go look on the website, they put a lot of money into this race. And by the way, this is not to say there isn't any out-of-state money pushing against Prop 1, but the groups that are buying ads and doing interviews on it, those are the ones that we're seeing really physically invested.
In your research today, you did find that there was one small sliver of time when Idaho did a ranked choice election.
They did. In the early 1900s, there was a 2-year, I guess, span where they toyed with this idea
Of choosing two.
choosing top 2 and going from there. You and I did some research throughout the day. I would love to know if anyone has any historical information on this.
They'd be pretty old if they did.
They would be 100 years old, but
More
that's
than
all
that.
right.
1909. All right, thank you very much, Joe.